Another great week for the volleyball program. As was mentioned, we went to Missouri and won in a pretty convincing fashion. We played really well there against the number 22 team in the nation. We haven't typically played well there as our first win at Missouri as a program. And they've got a very good team. They're going to win a lot of matches. They're really high in the RPI. I think last week they were number 10, so that's really going to help us again as we keep getting closer to postseason. Just a really balanced attack there, a lot of different people contributing. We also had because we have a couple of players close to that area. Anna Bear is from St. Louis and Nicole Purcell's from Kansas City. We had well over 100 fans there, so they made their presence known too. It was fun to be on the road and have some noise in the stands for us instead of against us. And then we came back home and played Auburn, team that's at this point kind of struggling in the league, and took care of business, winning 3-0. Nicole Purcell continues to have a tremendous senior year. A young lady that waited her time, 3 years as well. She actually her freshman year came in and started as the libero and lost her position, and then won it back this year, and has been the best libero that we've had since I've been here. And yesterday, just 23 digs in 3 sets, and ranks in the top 5 in Ole Miss history. And she's doing a tremendous job for us in the back row. Now Warnell, top 15 in the nation in hitting percentage, had 11 kills yesterday, hitting well over 500 again. Just a couple of big aces when we needed it. Just had a tremendous match. So again, a couple of seniors stepping up for us, and our seniors continue to lead the way for us as well. And I also want to mention Lauren Bars, our setter. She hasn't been brought up a lot, but yesterday had, in my opinion, her best setting match of the season. Just distributed the ball really well, and that's where I think I've really seen us in the last couple weeks take that next step, is that we are having multiple people contribute offensively, whereas, the last couple of years we were so dependent on Emily Straub, who's now getting closer and closer to the all-time kills mark, where we have so many players that are contributing, and that balance. Yesterday you could tell Auburn was just loading up their block on our outside hitters, and our middles had 17 kills between them and no errors. And just, again, it causes problems for other teams when you can spread the ball around. And Lauren Bars did a great job of doing that yesterday. 2 more home matches coming up. It's nice. I mean, I said before the match started yesterday when we were sitting on the bench that it felt weird actually being at home, because we had been on the road except for 1 match for 5 weeks. And we had over 1,000 people in the gym yesterday. For those who, I would say this, if you haven't been to a match yet, come out. It is electric. I mean, it's as loud as when we won the NIVC championship a couple years ago, and it's the best atmosphere in the SEC right now, and we need it again this weekend. We have a late match on Friday against Arkansas at 8 o'clock. It's a nationally televised match on the SEC network, and then we turn around and play Texas A&M at 1:30 on Sunday. So we just would love to have Rebel Nation keep coming out and supporting the girls. It makes a difference. Any questions?
If you could go back to right after that opening tournament of this season, at that point, could you see this team coming together and winning 13 in a row in their first 5 conference games?
Well, I'd be lying if I said yes. I did see us improve a lot during that weekend. We were preseason picked 10th. Starting with Tennessee at home, we knew it was going to be a tough one. I mean, I think they were preseason, 3rd. And then also going to Missouri, I just talked about how we haven't had any success there at all. So I would have to say no, but I wish we could go back and play those teams that we played that first weekend, because I think we'd have a much better result. But like I've said multiple times up here, we learned a lot about our team. And if you watch our team, you'll notice that they just don't get frazzled. And so I think they came out of that weekend more determined. And we've got a chance against Arkansas, if we win that, to match the longest winning streak since it's gone to the 25-point era. So, I mean, it's a credit to these young ladies with the work that they put in, for sure.
Can you kind of feel the adrenaline and momentum and confidence and all that? I mean, is it kind of for the night type thing right now?
Well, yeah, I mean, the confidence right now is just going back and watching film. And I went back and watched that Missouri match, and watching it, I was like, you know, we're playing a top 25 team, and not only do we look like we belong, but we look like the better team. So that's fun to go and watch that, and watch these, like I've said, these 4 seniors that have put their time in and have stuck around and worked and worked and worked, and to see it come to fruition is just a lot of fun for them. So I was a little nervous about yesterday, maybe having a letdown after a big win, and it's funny because, again, Nicole Purcell in the locker room, she goes, "See, there's nothing to worry about," you know, and they're confident every time they step out there that we're going to win, and they're doing the work during the week to get ready, so it's fun as a coach.
I'm not gonna ask you to specifically comment on it, but this kind of success on the court, what does that do in terms of recruiting for you and continue to build this program?
Well, it's just so much positive press, and like even the other night watching Texas A&M and South Carolina on the SEC network, and about halfway through the third set, when the rankings pop up and the standings pop up for SEC, and we're at the top, and they start talking about, hey, nobody predicted this. Here's Ole Miss, and then they start talking about us, and then they start throwing up stats, best start in program history, and they mentioned, you know, after an 0-3 start, now at that time, you know, 12 in a row, now 13 in a row. So whereas in the past, when they would throw up little blurbs about what's going on in the SEC, we weren't ever mentioned. And so now, even on other matches, we're getting talked about. So that can only help, you know, and hopefully, again, it's about us competing with the top half of the conference, and then that'll help us, you know, get in kick that door open for a lot of these top recruits. So and we've got some good ones coming, for sure, too.